Song Joong-ki is not happy with Lee Min-ho's happy family.
You already know how intense things have been between Song Joong-ki, Song Hye-kyo, and the newly adored couple Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo, especially with the entire world watching their romantic glow-up, their sweet family moments, and the joy radiating from their new life together. But what you are about to hear today takes the conversation to another level entirely. For the first time ever, a close friend of Song Joong-ki has reportedly leaked his true feelings about Lee Min-ho's happy family. And the emotional storm behind the scenes is way bigger than anyone expected. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's journey into this intense revelation together. Lovely viewers, this is going to feel like you're sitting right inside the heart of the drama. From the moment Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo's relationship transitioned from quiet whispers to confirmed reality, the entire entertainment world vibed with shock, excitement, and curiosity. And when they eventually became parents, embracing a new chapter filled with happiness, family bonding, and picture-perfect moments, fans couldn't help but celebrate their joy. But with joy also comes questions, especially when the past still has ties that never truly fade. And one person who has remained at the center of that past, whether he wanted to or not, is Song Joong-ki. Now, before we go deeper, lovely viewers, let's be honest about something. Song Joong-ki has always been one of Korea's most respected actors, charismatic, composed, and known for handling his public life with maturity. So naturally, many people assumed he had fully moved on from everything related to Song Hye-kyo. After all, he rebuilt his life, continued with his projects, and kept a steady, dignified distance from anything that might stir unnecessary gossip. But according to his close friend, the one who spoke out recently, there is a side of the story the world has not seen. A side filled with emotions he kept tucked away. A side that finally reveals how he truly feels about Lee Min-ho's happy family, and more importantly, about seeing Song Hye-kyo experience a kind of joy she never reached during their time together. Lovely viewers, the friend started by explaining something that immediately sent the internet buzzing. Song Joong-ki may have moved on publicly, but privately, the topic of Song Hye-kyo still affects him more deeply than anyone imagined. Not because he wants her back, not in the romantic sense, but because there is a part of him that remembers the weight of what they once shared, the depth of their bond, and the reality of how everything ended so quickly and painfully. According to the friend, Song Joong-ki has moments where he reflects on the past, not with bitterness, but with a quiet kind of sorrow and understanding. He has grown from it, matured through it, and learned so much, but the memories didn't evaporate. And this becomes even more complicated when he sees how radiant and fulfilled Song Hye-kyo looks now alongside Lee Min-ho. In fact, the friend said something that shocked even people close to the industry. Song Joong-ki reportedly watches clips, photos, and updates concerning Lee Min-ho's new family. Not out of jealousy, but out of a thoughtful curiosity, almost like someone who wants closure yet finds themselves observing the life they once almost had. According to the friend, he sees how gentle Lee Min-ho is with his partner, how proud he looks holding his baby, how soft his expression gets when he's near Song Hye-kyo, and yes, it stirs something inside Song Joong-ki. Lovely viewers, imagine that for a moment. Think of how hard it must be to see someone you once loved, someone you once promised a forever with, now living the kind of happiness you were once expected to build together. That feeling is not jealousy, it's heartbreak turned into quiet acceptance. But here is where the friend's revelation takes a turning point. Song Joong-ki is not angry at Lee Min-ho. In fact, he respects him. According to the leak, he has said multiple times that Lee Min-ho brings out a version of Song Hye-kyo he never had the chance to see. Lightness, softness, a comfort that goes deeper than the glamorous red carpet images fans always saw. Song Joong-ki reportedly acknowledged that during his own marriage, both he and Song Hye-kyo were under massive pressure. They were constantly scrutinized, expected to be perfect, expected to represent the ideal Korean power couple. Every smile, every appearance, every gesture was analyzed. And through that overwhelming pressure, something fragile broke between them. This is why, according to the friend, Song Joong-ki says he feels something unexpected. Not anger, not jealousy, but relief. Relief that Song Hye-kyo finally found the peace he himself could not give her at the time. Lovely viewers, this is where it gets emotional, So emotional that fans who heard the leak were left in silence for minutes. The friend said Song Joong-ki felt a deep, almost bittersweet comfort seeing Song Hye-kyo in a home where she smiles so much more. Where she laughs without holding back. Where she glows in photos instead of posing. Where motherhood brought her a warmth she never thought she could feel again. And seeing Lee Min-ho be present, supportive, and joyful through it all made him realize something he had suppressed for years. He had to let go of the past completely. Not by forgetting it but by accepting that it served its purpose. But lovely viewers, the friend didn't stop there. He went deeper, revealing that Song Joong-ki had private moments of reflection where he wondered if things could have been different. Not because he regrets the divorce, but because he regrets the emotional distance that built up between them before the divorce ever happened. According to the friend, Song Joong-ki sometimes wonders whether he could have been more patient, more present, or more expressive. Not because he wants her back, but because looking at Lee Min-ho now, he understands what it truly means for a man to fully show up for his partner. This level of honesty shocked the friend himself. And here's another twist. Song Joong-ki reportedly believes that Lee Min-ho was destined to be part of Song Hye-kyo's life. The friend said he used the word timing. That maybe if Song Hye-kyo met Lee Min-ho at a time when she needed healing, comfort, and unconditional presence, then perhaps all of this was always meant to happen. Lovely viewers, let that sink in. This is not a man speaking from bitterness. This is a man speaking from clarity. But that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt him sometimes. According to the leak, there are days when Song Joong-ki feels an ache. Not because he wants that life for himself, but because he sees the world celebrating a version of happiness he couldn't help create for her. It's a human emotion, a tender kind of sadness that's neither possessive nor spiteful. So, lovely viewers, after that private gesture of respect toward Lee Min-ho's family, Song Joong-ki's friend revealed something even more profound, something that explains why he feels the way he does today. The friend confessed that Song Joong-ki wasn't always this calm. He didn't always feel the peace he has now. There was a period, long before the world even knew Song Hye-kyo had moved on, when Song Joong-ki was struggling deeply in silence. According to the friend, he battled an internal war between wanting to protect his dignity and wanting to confront his unresolved emotions. Even though he moved forward in life, even though he focused on work and stayed busy, there were nights when the stillness made him feel the weight of everything he had lost. Not just a marriage, but the idea of a future he once imagined. He never said this publicly, but in the privacy of his inner circle, he admitted it took him years, not months, to truly process the grief. Lovely viewers, imagine holding all that inside while presenting a calm face to the world. Imagine building a new life while knowing a chapter behind you was left unfinished. It's no wonder the friend said that when Song Hye-kyo found happiness again, this time with Lee Min-ho, it triggered emotions he didn't even know he still held. But here's the beautiful twist. Instead of letting those emotions turn into bitterness, he let them transform him. His friend revealed that Song Joong-ki started opening himself up to new ways of thinking. He learned to reflect instead of react, to understand instead of blame, to accept instead of fight. And the moment he saw Lee Min-ho embracing fatherhood with such joy, something inside him shifted completely. According to the friend, Song Joong-ki said, "Maybe happiness comes at different times for all of us." Lovely viewers, doesn't that sound like someone who has grown beyond the pain? Someone who understands life in a way he didn't before. But there's more, much more. The friend went on to share that Song Joong-ki quietly keeps track of important milestones in Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo's family. Not obsessively, not emotionally, but from a place of genuine concern. He reportedly asks people close to the industry, how are they doing? And is she healthy? And even is the baby growing well? This isn't jealousy. This is care. This is closure in its purest form. Song Joong-ki's friend emphasized that he isn't watching from a place of longing. He's watching from a place of love. Not romantic love, but the kind of love that remains when the wounds have healed but the memories still remain sacred. Lovely viewers, doesn't that level of emotional intelligence surprise you? In a world where many people struggle to let go, here is a man showing the world how letting go gracefully can still be an act of love. But then comes another powerful moment. The friend revealed that during a private gathering, someone unexpectedly mentioned Lee Min-ho and Song Hye-kyo's baby. And instead of shying away, instead of feeling awkward, Song Joong-ki smiled gently. He didn't try to change the subject. He didn't look bothered. And then he said something that left the room frozen. "She finally looks truly happy. That's all I ever hoped for." Lovely viewers, people in that room felt tears well up, not because of sadness, but because of the raw sincerity in his words. One person even described his tone as soft but strong, like someone who had finally made peace with every part of his past. But the story continues. According to his friend, Song Joong-ki has no interest in competing with Lee Min-ho in any way. He doesn't see him as a rival, an enemy, or even a comparison point. Instead, he sees him as a part of a chapter that Song Hye-kyo was destined to write, one that didn't include him, but one that still deserves warmth and respect. In fact, the friend said Song Joong-ki privately acknowledges Lee Min-ho's growth and evolution. He sees how much Min-ho changed over the years, from the playful heartthrob to a grounded, mature, family-oriented man. And he respects that journey. Lovely viewers, here's the part many fans didn't expect. Song Joong-ki reportedly believes that if Song Hye-kyo is glowing now, it's because she finally found a place where she feels safe. And he isn't upset that this place isn't with him. He sees it as destiny. Two people meeting at the wrong time, only for her to meet the right person later. The friend said he even asked once, "If we had met now instead of then, would things have been different?" But before anyone could answer, he added, "Maybe not. Maybe this was always the path meant for her." Lovely viewers, this is not a man living in regret. This is a man living in acceptance. Now let's talk about something even more surprising. The friend revealed that Song Joong-ki is also thinking deeply about his own future. His own family, his own happiness, his own next chapter. Seeing someone else move forward didn't make him feel left behind. It made him feel inspired. According to the friend, he said, "It's not my turn yet, but it will be." Isn't that beautiful? He doesn't see life as a competition. He sees it as a journey. And everyone has their own pace. But here's where the revelation becomes even more touching. The friend revealed that Song Joong-ki hopes that one day, if he ever becomes a father, he will embrace that role with the same joy he sees in Lee Min-ho today. He said he wants to grow, learn, and be the kind of man who brings peace into a home rather than pressure. Lovely viewers, imagine how powerful it is to be inspired by the new husband of your former spouse. Not out of envy, but out of admiration. That takes strength. That takes a heart that has healed beautifully. Another part of the leak reveals that there were rumors circulating in the industry about possible tension between him and Lee Min-ho, but Song Joong-ki never once entertained them. In fact, he reportedly shut down those conversations immediately. If someone tried to bring up comparisons, he would say, "There is no competition. We are living different lives." Now this next part is especially tender. The friend revealed that Song Joong-ki once said that the happiest he's ever seen Song Hye-kyo was not during their marriage, not at their wedding, not during their travels, but recently. In the photos where she's holding her baby. In the candid moments where she's laughing with Lee Min-ho. In the way she looks warmer, softer, freer. He said, "She looks lighter. As if she let go of something heavy." Lovely viewers, that statement alone healed so many fans who always wondered whether he held resentment. It shows that he doesn't see himself as a failure. He sees that sometimes love isn't about holding on. Sometimes love is about finally letting someone go, so they can receive the happiness they were meant to find elsewhere. But here's something the friend emphasized repeatedly. Song Joong-ki is truly, genuinely happy now. He has found a sense of peace that feels complete. Not tied to the past, not tied to regret, but tied to growth. He's focusing on his craft, building stronger friendships, exploring new opportunities, and opening his heart slowly to the idea of love again. Lovely viewers, after expressing his sincere hope that the world stops pitting them against each other, Song Joong-ki's friend said something even more surprising, something that reveals just how deeply he has grown. He shared that Song Joong Ki has reached a point where he no longer feels defined by the past. The divorce no longer feels like a wound. And seeing Lee Min-ho's happy family no longer reminds him of what he lost, but of how far he has come. According to the friend, one quiet evening during a casual get-together, the conversation shifted toward family, love, and how life takes unexpected turns. Someone jokingly teased Song Joong Ki, saying, "When will we hear baby news from you?" And instead of deflecting or becoming awkward, he just smiled. Soft, warm, genuine smile. The kind that tells you a person has made peace with every part of their journey. He reportedly said, "When the time is right, I want to build a family from a place of calm, not chaos." Lovely viewers, that one statement says so much, doesn't it? Shows maturity, clarity, and emotional readiness. But then the friend revealed something even more touching. He said that Song Joong Ki doesn't shy away when he hears fans compare him to Lee Min-ho. In fact, he feels something completely different. He reportedly said, "He's doing well. He's giving her what I couldn't at that time. That deserves respect." Lovely viewers, that level of self-awareness is rare. It's honest, it's humble, and it shows he's no longer looking backward, only forward. But here's where the story becomes even more emotional. The friend said that Song Joong Ki sometimes reflects on how timing shapes everything. He believes that if two people meet at the wrong time, even the strongest feelings can crumble. He once said, "We loved each other, but we weren't ready for what love demanded from us." Lovely viewers, imagine the strength it takes to say those words out loud. To acknowledge not just what went wrong, but the truth that not every love story is meant to last forever. The friend said that in the past, whenever photos of Song Hye-kyo and Lee Min-ho surfaced, especially family pictures, Song Joong Ki would quietly observe them for a moment. Not with longing, not with sadness, but with an expression his friend described as soft acceptance. As if he were silently saying, "She found her happiness. And I'm glad." Lovely viewers, doesn't that make your heart soften a little? In a world full of bitterness and rivalry, here is a man choosing kindness, a man choosing grace. But wait, there's another layer to this emotional journey. The friend revealed that Song Joong Ki sees Lee Min-ho not as the man who replaced him, but as the man who complements the version of Song Hye-kyo that exists today. He reportedly said, "People grow. Maybe she grew into someone I couldn't understand anymore, but he could." Lovely viewers, that right there. That is what emotional maturity looks like. And the story deepens further. According to the friend, Song Joong Ki hopes that if he ever crosses paths with Lee Min-ho, whether on set, at an event, or privately, there will be no awkwardness. He hopes they can greet each other respectfully, even warmly, because in his mind, there is no lingering competition, only mutual humanity. He reportedly told his friend, "Why should I avoid him? He's building a family. I'm building a life. We're both just doing our best." Lovely viewers, imagine how powerful that mindset is. It dissolves tension, it breaks unnecessary comparisons, and it allows everyone involved to move forward without dragging emotional baggage behind them. But the friend shared something even more intimate, something very few fans know. Song Joong Ki still holds deep gratitude for the years he shared with Song Hye-kyo. Not romantic attachment, but gratitude. He once said, "She taught me about myself. Even the painful parts shaped me into who I am today." Lovely viewers, that is the kind of reflection that only happens when healing is complete.